Hi, how is everyone today? Good evening and hello and welcome back to the second half. Hi, oh, is this what you wanted? You want to be held like this. Welcome to the second half of the cauldron block in our quilting live creating of the blocks. I'm learning that because we did the first one last month, everyone's like, well, that second part's kind of easy. I could just do this myself, which is fine. I'm still gonna stream. I'm still gonna do it because I gotta edit the video and put it on up next Tuesday. Hi, Amber. How are you today? So, I know you are just too cute. What, you got schmegma in your eye? You ready? You ready for schmegma removal? You get that schmegma removal. Yeah, it's a good girl. Oh, no. I didn't get the schmegma. Let's get that schmegma. Yeah. There you go. Got the schmegma. I know. I love you. Good girl. Hello, Kiliath. How are you today? I know. Are you a precious baby girl? Yeah. So I'm leaving in 1 week. 1 week from today. I will be heading down to Maryland for 2 weeks. I don't know what she's gonna do without me gone because she has imprinted herself onto me. She has decided. Didn't I turn that volume off? She has decided. Oh, I guess I didn't. I am her person, and she wants to basically do everything with me and cannot live without me. So it's gonna be good for her that I'm gonna be gone for 2 weeks, right? Yeah. And then her surgery is going to be December the 8th. You good girl. I know you are. You were such a good girl. Oh. Oh, someone's starting to fall asleep. Someone's starting to fall asleep. Uh-oh. You're slowly falling back. What are you going to do? Come here. You were too cute. I love you, baby. All right, so you guys ready to get started? You ready to get started with the with finishing off block number 2, the cauldron, and then so at the end of the live stream today, I will do the intros and the outros for this one, and then I will get everything edited this weekend, and then I'll have it up for the YouTube video next Tuesday. And then, of course, the following Tuesday, I'll have up block number 2 of the Retro Gaming Quilt Along that we did 2 years ago. And then block number 2 was I just edited this. And if you're a member, both Amber and Killy, if you have access to it now, Bubblesaur was the first. Oh, Hunting Dog. It was the Hunting Dog one. So that'll be then the next week. And then next week, I haven't decided if I'm going to do a YouTube stream on Wednesday or if I'm going to do a Twitch stream on Wednesday. It's a matter of, do I want to film some more YouTube content before I leave for 2 weeks? Or do I just want to stream for Twitch and raise money for St. Jude? So I will decide that on Monday. So I will let everyone know Monday on my Twitch stream if I'm going to be over here on YouTube, if I'm going to be back on Twitch. And we'll see. We will see. All right, so let's do this and this. Let's bring that over here. There we go. And I can bring this up in here. There is that. Perfect. Hey, BJ. Oh, yeah, see, I did that. I actually did a video on how to do, I actually created the dog and the duck, and then I turned it into a reversible pillow. I've got it over there somewhere. It's one of the YouTube videos that I made. So I'm not sure what I did with it, but yeah, I did the same thing, Kiliath, and it just, I think on how to turn your quilt blocks into pillows. That's what it was. I made the blocks and then I turned it into pillows. So it's the how to turn your quilt block into a throw pillow. That YouTube tutorial is is with the duck and with the dog. So, all right. Let's do it. So, if you want to play along, commands are right for when the arrow goes to the right, and left when the arrow goes to the left. And this goes to the bottom, right? Yes. Fantastic. All right, so then can work on the bottom, and then I can pull this, and then go to the top. Awesome. Last week, you saw me lay out all of the pieces onto a piece of batting to preserve it. So all I've done between then and now is I've taken all the pieces off of the batting and I've put it onto my mats. I like to have the pieces on a mat whenever I am pinning them because it's a lot easier to take a pin and do it against a mat than it is against the batting. Because I don't want to be picking up the batting and getting that caught inside my stuff. So let's go ahead and do the next step. So this was step number 4. This is step number 4. So we have finished with page number 2, and we're going on to the last page of our instructions. So you want to sew together the 2 pieces that need to be assembled horizontally. So that would be these 2 right there. Now, in other blocks, we may have seams that are butting up against those. This one we do not. So it does not make a difference which way we pin and iron these. I can just take these and pin them any which way. So I'm just going to go ahead and pin these. I'm going to sew these using a 1/4 inch seam. I'm going to iron them. And then I will come back, put them in place, and I will show you how we're going to pin all of the rows to make it fast and efficient for your sewing. Awesome. Okay, so I've got that. And let's make sure I've got that in place. All right, let's do that. And I can bring this back, and this, and there. So how was everyone's weeks? Or is everyone busy working on the blocks? Get those 2. Oops. I broke my thread. I know exactly why I broke it. It was the transition in that case. Whoops. There we go. We've got that. Yeah, I don't remember, Killia, if I don't think I gave instructions for the actual duck and the dog. I think all I did was explain, I have 2 blocks. This is how you turn it into a throw pillow. If I'm remembering correctly. There we are. Remember, do as I say, not as I do. Do not sew over your pins. It is a horrible, horrible bad habit that I have. Okay, and I'm going to go back to there. And move this over here. Oh, that's cool. Amber, that's an awesome job. Congratulations. That's amazing. That is absolutely fantastic. I am so happy for you. Here we are. Let's put that right there. Great. Whoops. And then this goes there, and this one goes there. Fantastic. All right, so I've got my combined pieces together. So let's go on to step number 6. Now, step number 6, remember, we've got all of those arrows. And the arrows point into the direction that we want our seams to point. We talked about this in step number 4 when we were laying everything out. Well, now it's important because that's the way that we want the entire row to go. So in the case of the last row, there's no numbers on this one, row number 9. So in the case of row number 9, I want to go to the right. And in fact, I'm going to go off of this page just because I want to make sure that I call out those correct row numbers. Now, you can't see it over here, but what I do is I take a sheet of paper and I cover up the rest of the pattern so I know exactly the row that I'm working on and I know which way those arrows need to go. All right, so row number 9, this arrow goes to the right. So that means that I want to iron all of my seams that way. Well, the easiest and fastest way to do that is just to go from pinning to sewing to ironing without having to lay it out and take another look. So the fastest way that I've learned how to do that is if the arrow goes to the right, we pick up that right piece, we flip it over the left piece, and then I pin it in place. And what that does is if I just take this exactly like it is and go to the sewing machine and sew it, and then go to the iron and iron it, the arrows are going to go that way. And that's the way that I want to go. So keep that in mind. Sorry, I knocked that piece over. Keep that in mind as you're doing it. If the arrow goes to the right, I'm picking up that right piece, putting it over that left piece, and then pinning it into place. Right over left, pin it into place. Now, row number 8, the arrow goes to the left. So the arrow goes the opposite direction. So going to the left, that means I'm going to pick up the left piece, flip it over the right piece, and pin that into place. And that's all you do, is you take a look at which way those arrows go, and then that is how you pin it. So I'm going to finish pinning all of these, speed up the video, and then I will come back and we'll do some sewing. Awesome. So anything else going on with everyone? Any exciting news? Anything going on? All right, this is row number 7, so it's going to the right. So right over left, pinning it into place. So there is a chance, and I will talk about this block number 1 whenever most people join us for the class, for class number 1, for the next block, for the 3rd block, when most people join us for the class. I may not be streaming block number 4 in January. I may have to wait and stream block number 4 in February. And then block number 5, February, March, and then block 6 in March. Because I am going to be taking 2 weeks to drive out to California to go to the Road to California show. And vend at that show. And so because of that, I can't do the blocks in January. If I do, I'm not sure where I do it from. I haven't, so I may have to reschedule the live classes. Now, what I'll do is I'll still have the blocks released, but I'll just reschedule the actual live classes themselves. Oh, why on Sunday, Kiliath? Why does the hard part at work start on Sunday? I've got to keep looking at the screen to make sure that it is in view. Let's move that down. Okay, so this is right over left. So, because this is going to the left, That's the nice thing about having a big mat like this. Everything lays out on it, and I can just move that around. I don't have to worry about not having enough room. There we are. It's funny, so because I forgot that you worked at an Amazon fulfillment center. Yeah. That's a telemarketer. Because there's no one in British Columbia that would be calling me. Unless it's a store. And in that case, they should know it's after 5 o'clock. And they can leave a message. Alright, row number 4. To the left for 4. There we are. Beautiful. Yeah, so I actually will not be physically home for the entire month of January. I will be in Maryland and California. And I'm driving to California, so that'll be fun. But I've got some friends I'm picking up along the way so that I'm not driving by myself. Here we are. You ever notice how heavy somebody walks? There we go. We've got that. And then row number 3 goes to the right. So it's right over left. Pin it into place. And there. Right over left. Pin it into place. And then there, and then row number 2 is to the left. So let's bring this down so that you can see rows 1 and 2. So it's right over left. No, to the left is left over right. Yeah, left is left over right. And then I'm putting into place. I almost did that wrong. That would have been fun. I would have had to play around all those. Hello, Miss Elvain. How are you? Okay, left over right. Oh, where's the left? Left should be coming. There it is. Left over right. That's okay. It's the second class of the block. So the second class of the block, it's only has about half the people normally than the first class does. And then row number 1 goes to the right. So right over left and pin it into place. Oops. Drop my pin. There we go. And then right over left. And pin it into place. Why is my fabric darker? Like, do you mean like the general fabric? Why is my fabric darker than your fabric, Kiliath? Was that the question? I like darker fabric. All right, and then we've got that. Okay, so let me bring this back so we can see row number 1. Perfect. And all of my pieces are pinned. So now I'm going to be efficient and do all the sewing. So I like to call it passes. So this is the first pass where I have pinned all the rows. Now I'm going to sew them and then iron them. And then I'll go through another pass, and so on and so on. Now, when I'm sewing it, you'll see me sitting at the machine. I'll be using a 1/4 inch seam, actually a scant 1/4 inch. If you're not familiar with a scant 1/4 inch, there's a link down below to my video on what is a scant 1/4 inch. So I'll be sewing these with the scant 1/4 inch. All I'm going to be doing it is grabbing it from here, taking it to my sewing machine, sewing them, separating them, and bringing it back over here, and then setting it right there. And then I'll speed up the video, I'll do all that, and then I will come back to show you how we iron all of them. Great. Whew. Oh, yes. Yep, that is exactly it. I am using, it all depends, right? Like I have different fabrics, different things, but we are all making that right there. All right, row number 9. Oh, have I shown you guys lately my new Gypsy Quilter? I talked about this in the video that launched on Tuesday. It was the top 10 things to level up your quilting. So this is the new. I have another separator around here somewhere. Oh, it's over there. I call it my purple thing, my purple gizmo. So this one actually has 2 edges for 2 sides of the blade. And if this blade gets dull, then it actually comes apart and I can replace the blade. So in the original one, you couldn't replace the razor blade that's in there, but in this one you can, and it's super easy to do it. So this is how I'm separating all of my chained pieces. So I'm going to stick this baby over here, and then I'll bring it back over in order to separate them. All right. So, Miss Elvane, how are you? How's your week? We were talking about how our weeks were. At least Thursdays are really easy, right? Not a lot of chaos. We never get any trolls. It's great. It is great. Now, I like to chain piece whenever I'm doing this. I have something constantly in my machine at all times. And then what that does is it allows me to just constantly keep going and going. Yeah. Yep. I can imagine it's busy. All of the busyness. All of the busyness. That's... There we are. And there. Beautiful. Any questions? Is anyone that's hanging out with me have any questions on anything we've done so far? It's basically, it's going to be super repetitive after this now. Like, all the blocks are basically the same. And that's the nice thing about all of our patterns. Once you've done one and you understand it, you can do any of the patterns. I don't remember, what's the third block? I don't have the quilt in front of me. And I'm trying to think. The first block was the bat. The second block was the cauldron. Not magic. What are we doing next month? Now, December, I will be doing it. I can teach the classes here. That's not a problem. Oh, Miss Elvane, I was telling everyone, I don't know what I'm going to do about the block that we're supposed to have in January, because I'm going to be in Maryland and California. So, oh, is it the pumpkin? Ooh, I like the pumpkin. The pumpkin's a cool one. It might be the pumpkin. Because I'm going to be in Maryland and California, and I don't know where I could set up in order to do that. I know, right? Like, I was thinking about that. I'm like, do I ask someone if I can do it from their house and do a mobile setup like I did for block number 1? Or do I change the wording on the website to say dates for classes are subject to change on Toni's schedule? Or I don't know. Oh, you haven't got the orange fabric yet? Yeah, and see, orange fabric is something that it's kind of hard to find sometimes. It's hard to find a good one. That's one of the reasons why I like the Northcott Toscana line so much, because they have some amazing colors and some amazing, just vivid shades. They're just so nice. Like, I love these colors so much. They're so nice. Alright, I've got that. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the discount codes for the shops that are holding the quilt-alongs, and then I'm going to email them and ask what would they prefer? Would they prefer that I do something on site somewhere where it's not in my studio, where I may possibly have an echo or something else going on, or wait and just kind of like throw it off a little and do it in my studio? Here we are. I even thought about, hey Catherine! Ooh, that's a great idea. Like, you know what? That's my favorite thing, is just visiting quilt shops and just grabbing all of the different colors. I actually, at one point, anytime I found any beautiful jewel-toned kind of shade fabric, I would buy it, and then I would bring it home and organize it all into, like, a rainbow. So, like, at one point, I had all of this fabric just on mini bolts, just on my, and now I've gone through a lot of it already. And now, of course, I buy things by the bolt. So whenever I need a color, I can just look at the color card and just buy a bolt of fabric. But it used to be like, I used to have swatches of like everything. It was so cool. Okay, and then last but not least, we've got this one. So, like I said, I may push some of those videos. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I've got to take a look at it and decide, and figure out. I don't know. Oh, all right. Let's move this back to that. And move this back to here. Oh. There we are. I don't want to get that on there. Okay. There we are. Actually, let me bring it just like that. That way you can't see. Beautiful. I got that. All right. So I've got everything sewn. So now let's iron it. Now when I'm ironing it, I pick this up from over here, and all I'm doing is I'm laying my pieces out just like this. And when you iron it, make sure that you iron those seams, because we want to lock those seams in to make them a little stronger, a little nicer. And what that does, it actually helps make sure that those seams go straighter whenever you iron them like this. Now remember, when you're ironing your seams, do not iron them open. It is important that you iron them to the side, because we want to make sure that it's appropriate, and that's how they lay out. Because we're at row number 9, all of our seams go to the right. So we have to make sure that everything gets ironed to the right. Okay? So I'm going to just take these, I'm going to set that aside, and I'm going to grab my next set. And then I'm going to lay that set out. And that's all I'm doing. So remember how I said that however we sewed and ironed these, well, that's how we are going to do them. Now, whenever I was pinning them, you notice there's pieces of fabric that were left alone. These little, I call them my little lonely pieces. And I left the last piece off in every single case. Don't worry about those pieces. Whenever we go to pin it the next time, you always want to make sure to include these little pieces here and leave off that first piece. So I'll show you what I mean when I get to that. So for right now, I'm going to finish ironing. I'm going to speed up the video. We're going to just take them from here, iron them, bring them back again, and then I'll come back and we'll work on our second pass. Let me get some water too. What would you guys prefer? The people that are with me to do the quilt along every single time? What would you guys prefer I do? Would you prefer that I do a video on location of wherever I am? Maybe a video in California when I'm there. Maybe a video in Maryland and figure that stuff out. Or would you rather wait? Would you rather I wait and do it whenever I am back in my studio for a better production value? So would you rather have things on time when they're supposed to be with a not quite as good production value because I don't have control of a lot of stuff? Or would you rather have that higher production value? And it's okay to change the dates and we'll figure that out. And this is row number 7, so it goes to the right. In fact, I'm going to make sure I keep that out so that I can show what to do with that whenever I get there. This is row number 6, so it goes to the left. There we are. And then here, okay, so this is row number 5. This is to the right. 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's the most number of pieces that I have, is 5. Wrong way. This way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is row number 4, so it's going to the left. Okay. This is the only thing I don't... Hey, Nick! This is the only thing I don't like about tutorials like this, is using the ironing pad and not my ironing board. I used to, a few years ago, I used to have a camera over top of my ironing board. Okay, row number 3 to the right. But the only problem with that, you could kind of see what was going on, but because of the kind of camera and the angle that it was at, it's actually the dog camera that I have right now. Because of the angle it was at and the kind of camera it is, you didn't get a lot of great detail. And this camcorder that I use for over top of this for my YouTube videos, row 2 is to the left. This one can't fit all the way over there. It can't reach. So anyone have any, no one cares about if I have to reschedule any of these classes for the 4th block? Okay, and then this is row number 1, and row number 1's to the right. Okay. Let's take that away and bring this back over there. Perfect. All right, we've got our first pass ironed and done. So I was talking about these little lonely pieces. I was counting, and I think they're all even. So there's 3 pieces here, and that one, that's a 4th. So I can just include that one there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, here we go. Here's one with 5. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces. I've already left out that last piece. So I'm going to make sure that I include it this pass. So I'm going to take this first piece, and that first piece I'm going to set aside, and then pin the rest of those together. Now, after I finished ironing them and I set them aside, I made sure to look to see which way those seams are pointing. This is row number 9. Row number 9, the seams are pointing to the right. So I have to make sure for row number 9, the seams go that way. If you flip this and go the other way, well, that's not going to work. This way is the way you want to go. So for example, if I were to take this and lay this completely out, that is my row. And it's already laid out, ready to go. So let's go. I'm going to go ahead and do this for the rows. So I'm going to lay it out just to make sure everything looks good, make sure I haven't made any mistakes, and then I'll pin them. Now, when I have a case of this, where I have 3 pieces for row number 9, I'm going to pin it all at once. So I'm going to take this piece, I'm going to flip this over, fold this back, and pin this into place. So let's do that. And then I'm going to take the other piece. And for me, this is a lot easier to just sew both sides at the same time when I'm sewing the rows together. It's just a lot easier and nicer for me. There we are. And then row number 9 is complete, has 1 more pass ready to go. Same thing with row number 8. So I'm going to go ahead and pin all these. I'll get all that done, and then I'll come back and we'll talk about sewing them, sewing the passes, and what I'm going to do with them. Actually, no, because we're not going to. Yes, I'll come back and we'll talk about sewing them, and then we'll do that. So Catherine and Amber, you guys are both saying it doesn't matter to you either way. See, the funny thing is, I've got stress either way. That's the problem, and that's why I was like, I almost didn't do this convention because of that, because we've got this quilt along, and I just didn't want the stress of it, of figuring all that out. Okay, so this one goes 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, that looks good. Okay, and then this goes to the right, so it's right over left, and pinning it into place. Because I've got stress to figure out, okay, where am I going to do this? I've got to bring all my stuff. I've got to set it all up for the production. I've got to, everything else I've got to do. It's just a pain. And this is, did I do right over left? I did, okay. Making sure, right over left. Or the stress of rescheduling it. Because then I've got to figure out, okay, well, I've got to reschedule. I've got to let everyone know. And then it's a matter of, okay, will people be mad at me because I've rescheduled it? So I don't know. That's why I'm asking. Okay, so we've got, this is row number 6. It is 1, 2, 3, 4. And 6 is to the left. So it's left over right, and pinning that into place. So I think what I'll do then is I'll message the stores. And this is left over right. And pinning it into place. And I'll see what they prefer. Okay, row number 5 I messed up somewhere. No! I reversed these two. See what I did? Okay. So. Alright, I think all I need to do is take this off. And sew it onto the other side. Which is not a problem. Because I can keep that there. I can just do it like this. And sew it like this. Can you tell I've done this a lot and I'm used to it? There we go. Whoops. Okay. Let's get all of that thread out. There we go. Beautiful. All right, so this way is going to go there. 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to do it that way. So these pieces will be flipped, but it's yellow, so it doesn't make a difference. Okay, so this is 5. So it's going to the right. So right over left. And pinning into place. Okay, I don't know which one's going to cause me less stress, though. Vicky? Wait. I don't know which one is less stressful. Because honestly, setting everything up and trying to figure out something on location is super stressful. But I don't know if I want the stress of trying to figure out how to move the dates. I don't know. I don't know! I hate making decisions like that. Okay, and this is row number 4. So this is going to the left. Beautiful. See, but this is why, especially with these smaller ones, and it's going to the left, so left over right, pinning in place. Especially with the smaller pieces like this. This is why I lay them out, to make sure that I haven't made any mistakes before I just continue on doing it. So if you've watched any of my Twitch streams where I'm making any of my patterns, any of my quilts, I normally just keep on going. I normally do not stop and check stuff like this. So let me just keep on keeping on. Alright, and this is row number 3. And this is going to the right. So there, there. Am I missing a piece? No. There we go. Okay, there. There. And there. Alright, going to the right. Right over left. Man, I almost messed that one up, didn't I? I was like, why is this not looking right? Again, especially for the blocks, if you lay everything out and take a look at it, it's going to be so much easier to find when you make a mistake. Alright, and then row number 2 goes to the left. Okay, and this is the left, so left over right. Pin it into place. left over right, pinning it into place. All right, and then last but not least, row number 1. Row number 1 has got there, there, and then there. Now it's a 3-fer. All right, so I'm going to take this. I'm going to do it this way. Now, of course, these 3s, you do not have to do it this way. If it makes you uncomfortable going, wow, I don't know if I could not sew that fabric in there. This is just the way that I do it. All right. There we go. And let's move this back. And the second pass is pinned. Now, the reason I wanted to stop and talk to you before I sewed this is because rows number 9, 8, and 1 up there all have a 3. So it's 3 pieces that were pinned together, 1 on each side. I'm not going to sew those. I'm ignoring those. I'm skipping them. In this pass, I'm only doing rows 2 through 7. And then that way I can get them all either to a single piece, whether it's 1 piece of 2 or 1 piece of 3, so that I could just get the last pass of just all of the rows together. So I'm going to go ahead and sew these, iron these. We'll come back and we'll go ahead and then work on the last pass. Okay. All right. And there. Beautiful. You know what? Exactly. Yeah. And if your brain can't, like, the left and the right, if that's too weird for you, don't worry about it. Do not worry about it at all. As long as you're ironing those seams correctly, that's really all that matters. But I know that there are some people out there with their brains that work the same way mine does, of the, how can I do this the fastest way possible? And that is how you can do it the fastest way possible. And it may just take a couple of quilts, Pillia. You may just have to get a couple of quilts under your belt in order to understand all that, in order to speed it up for the left-right step. Right? Oh, my brain. You know, for the longest time, I was convinced I couldn't do patterns because I made my patterns and I quilted in a way to where I was like, there is no way that my brain can go into your brain. I couldn't grasp that. I couldn't understand that, right? Correct. Yeah, not right. Not right. And finally, after people were asking and asking and asking for the patterns, I was like, okay. All right, let's see if I can do this. Let's see if my brain can go into your brain. We will see. And it did. It worked. I had friends of mine that were quilters look at everything, and I think the first pattern... So the first pattern we did was the TARDIS, and we didn't do another one. The second one was the Happy Puffball. So we didn't do a second one for months and months because we had to get that first one correct. Because I wanted to make sure that we had the system in place so that we didn't have to change it too much. And so I think we went through 3 or 4 iterations. Miss Evelyn, in Mod Chat, I don't think so. I don't know. After I finish the actual block, I'm going to do the intro, outro for this. Maybe? You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to hit record. Dang it, Tony. Alright, I'm going to have to download this one. Well, That's okay. That's okay. Alright, so I've got that there and there. I know. I know. I hate it when I forget to hit the record button. That's okay, because I didn't have you here to remind me. That's okay. It's okay. You can't see it because I turned off the cat cam, so make sure that the other camcorder cam works, but there's a cat in the cat tree. It's funny because my husband asked me earlier, when's the last time a cat was in the cat tree? I'm like, yesterday? Yesterday? I mean, cats like to be in the cat tree. There we go. The cats like it. I can't help it. I know. I'm sorry. There's no cat cam. I know I'm the worst. I am the absolute worst. Ugh. There we go. Well, just think, you get cat cam on Twitch. What do you mean? Always for what? What's the always in reference to? But yeah, no, I don't think I'm gonna go the full 7:30. Okay, and then this is to the left. Oh, cat and tree. There's not always a cat in the tree. Like, for some reason, my husband thinks that the cats don't use that tree anymore. I'm like, oh no, they love this tree. They are always in this tree. Okay, and then this is 5, so this goes to the right. Okay. Yeah, and honestly, order food whenever you feel like it, because this is YouTube. It's relaxed, right? We don't have to worry about a lot of stuff we have to worry about over on Twitch here, which is quite nice. So we were talking about this at the beginning of the stream, Miss Elvain. Next Wednesday. I have it on the schedule as doing YouTube, but I may do a Twitch stream. I haven't decided yet. I don't know. 3 is to the right. I meant to announce the race stuff today, and I forgot on my social media. I've got to do that in the morning. So then this is to the left. Well, I'm driving next Thursday. So I'm not going to be home Thursday either. And now to pin the last pass. So same thing. So with row number 7 to the right, I have 2 pieces, so I'm just going to sew them together. And this is to the right, so right over left, and pin that into place. Now, after I do these, I am going to sew everything. So I'm going to get all of these rows sewn together. I'm going to iron them, and then I'm going to lay each of the rows out. Once I sew and iron these and lay them out, then I'll show you how we're going to sew the rows together. So we'll take line by line. So I'll take row 9 and sew it to row 8 and so on and so on. But I'll show you the trick of how to sew those together, how to make sure the seams match up, how to ease those seams, and how to do all of that. So I'm going to speed up the video. I'm going to finish pinning, sew, iron, and then we'll come back to show you how to combine these rows. What's SH? To the right. Okay, so this is there, there, there. So this one's a 3. So is that sister's house? Is SH sister's house? That's fine. We can have someone else to mod. That's not a problem. Not a problem. You know, I was just sitting here thinking. I know it's dangerous when I think, right? Don't have music on because it was getting to be a problem. Having it in the background, having it skipping all the time and everything else as I'm going through and doing this. Well, why, if I want to put music on while I'm speeding the video up, why don't I do that and then pause it whenever I go to talk for instructions? There we go. And I may even, to the right. Yeah, I may even do something Wednesday day. I don't know. I'm leaving Thursday morning, meaning I got to be packed up on Wednesday, including all my stream equipment. So if I stream Wednesday day, that may actually be easier for me. I don't know. I don't even know if I want to stream Wednesday. I may not. I've got to figure out when I'm going to do the unboxing stream at my parents' house, too. Okay, there we go. All right, so let's sew these. Exactly. Yeah, it does. It makes, because I'm leaving Thursday morning, it does. It makes streaming at night a lot harder. But that's okay. Go. I mean, my whole thing is I'd like to raise money for St. Jude. Especially since I'll be gone for 2 weeks and I don't know when I can stream at my parents' house. I should probably do an unboxing that Monday. That Monday night. And then stream on Mondays, maybe. See, I was hoping we would hit the 3,000, and then I could do a community gaming night stream while I was at my parents' house. I don't know. 1, 2. There's so much I still have to do in order to get ready for these conventions. I haven't done any additional. I think I'm gonna leave the mats a holding. I don't think I'm gonna bring them for MagFest or KatsuCon. Because how many did we sell at Dragon Con? I think we only sold 1 or 2. They sell the most. I made them for Gen Con. And Gen Con is where they tend to sell. So I may just hold on to them and not bring them. And then that's one less thing I've got to worry about. And then I don't think I have to worry about the pillowcases until KatsuCon. Because I could bring them, but Yeah, I think bring them to Gen Con. Because I brought the pillowcases to MagFest the last time I was there 2 years ago. And they didn't do great. And I've got fabric there. So, and I'll have fabric at Katsukon too, but Katsukon is just me. It's not Nicole. For what, pillowcases? I don't know. Probably not. I don't have time. I don't have time to make them. That's the problem, right? Is that am I making more product? And if I am, what am I making? Okay. Because that's the problem then, right? All right, so this is that way. There. And then there. And then this goes at the top. Well, I already dropped it in, Nick. Yeah. So the grab bag stock is still, I think we've got like 4 or 5 of already made ones. I've got a ton of fabric for grab bags. So that is not a problem. In fact, I think I'm going to bring some of the scrap fabric down with me this time so that I've got that. Okay, so then this is row there, and then that is there. Yeah, and I have a decent amount of fat quarters, and I can always the fat quarter stacks of stuff of like the Moda Christmas stuff and other things. I can always break those apart if I need more for more fat quarters to sell. So that's not a problem. Exactly, yeah. We didn't bag up a lot of stuff. And I've got even more that I can bag up that I've gotten since then. So that's all stuff I'm not worried about. I'm just wondering, do I need to make dice bags? Do I need to make... I'm not going to make trays. I'm not going to bring trays. Collapsible trays. I'll bring those to Gen Con. I'm not going to... Should I make dice bags? Because those you work well. Should I make some more cord wraps? I am not making any more panel quilts. Just the pixel quilts. So I'm going to make sure I have at least one of every pixel quilt for my patterns. But I'm not going to make any more panels. If people want a panel quilt, they can buy it, and I can ship it to them for free when it's finished. But it's a matter of, should I make other things? And there it is. And there's our rows. Yeah, see, that's the thing, is that there's a lot of last ones and things like that. That's what I'm thinking. If I have time, so I've got to... Maybe that's what I should do on my stream next Wednesday. So I've got the White Mage almost done. I started the Cthulhu this morning. I've got to make one. I've got one Loki done. I've got to make another Loki, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 quilts that I'm going to take to my parents' house to sandwich, to pin, And then I've got to quilt and bind those. And then I'll look at the time. If I can get the Tiger King dress done before MagFest, well, I may wear that one day at MagFest. And I may wear that one day in Road to California and one day at KatsuCon. Right? So I'm debating on actually working on that. Possibly. In December. But I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Let's sew these rows together. So let's take our row number 9. What we want to do is take this row number 9. We want to flip this over our row number 8. And we want to make sure that our seams are lined up. Our seams are going in opposite directions. So, for example, this first seam right there, you see how the bottom piece, the pieces go to the left. The top piece, the pieces go to the right. And this is why we want to make sure that these seams are following the arrows. That your seams are ironed in those opposite directions. Because if we make sure that this seam is perfectly lined up, you see how that becomes a perfect point. You see how beautiful those seams line up right there? And that's the whole point of this. So what you want to do is take the bottom, flip it over the top, and you want to find those seams. Find with your finger and kind of wiggle your finger around to make sure that those seams lock into place right there. And then that's what you want to pin. So let me find the next one. The next one's, not all the way down until down here. There are only 2 seams for the combination of row 9 and row number 8. So these are the only 2 seams right there and right there where my fingers are that you have to worry about lining those up. Then you go back and do the rest. So I'm going to do that center one right here. So I'm going to move this all around. Now, if your top or your bottom is bigger than the other, then what you want to do is take these 2 and you kind of want to pull these in order to make sure that they're straight. And then start from the center and put a pin in there. And then kind of pull it and put a pin in it. But make sure that you're lining those points up. Now, anytime you have a seam, whether it's on the top or whether it's on the bottom, there's a seam right there. Put pins in there. Because as you're sewing, you don't want this seam to flip up the opposite direction, or else it's going to add extra bulk to the back of your top. And that extra bulk may make it a little harder for whenever you go to quilt it. Now, if you do that, it's not the end of the world. You don't have to completely take everything out and redo it. But it is totally, totally fine. Alright, so that is how you're sewing the rows. Now, after you do this, all you're going to do is you're going to bring it to your machine, do the same exact thing, sew it with a scant 1/4 inch or 1/4 inch, whatever you're sewing it with. Ironing it. Now, when you iron these rows after sewing them, it does not make a difference which way you iron them. So for the rows themselves, combining the rows together, you can iron your seams open. You can iron them to the side. Doesn't matter which side you do. I do it to the side and I just pick a random side. But it honestly doesn't make a difference. And that's it. Now, once you do that, then keep sewing these rows together over and over and keep going. So I'm going to speed up this video. You're going to see me sewing these rows together. You're going to see me ironing them, pinning them, doing all the things. And then we're going to come back and I'm going to unveil the finished block. Okay. All right. So there's that. So let's now do this one. Hey, Erin, how are you? But I mean, it's if I can get it done. I actually, this morning, I researched the best boning for that top. I actually watched the video of how to assemble everything together, how to do everything. And I think I can figure it out. I think I can do it. There we go. Perfect. And then I can possibly work. I mean, if I can work on it, great. If I can't, whatever. This is fine. This is fine. But I just figure it would help in selling the fabric if I wear that dress. Because I've got 12 bolts of that Tiger King fabric. So I've got 12 bolts of that tiger fabric, which, by the way, if this is oh, Aaron, that sucks. So if this is, if you're watching this live, or if you're watching the live stream on a repeat, if this is before the Wednesday before American Thanksgiving, I've got a whole bunch. I don't know. I have a lot. I have a lot of bolts. I have a lot of bolts of that. If this is between November 18th, 2021 that you're watching this and Thanksgiving Day 2021, I have tiger stripe fabric, and the tiger stripe fabric is currently 25% off in my store to celebrate the release of Tiger King 2, which was November 17th, 2021. There we go. I was just very excited about it, and I kept doing it. Ooh, what, the tiger fabric you mean, Aaron? Maybe. That would be cute. That would be cute. Okay, so we've got that. So my guess, Miss Elvain, my guess is I think I'll be done with this block around 7-ish. And then work on the intro and outro so that I'll probably be done with the stream 7:15, 7:20-ish, probably. Ish. And then I'll go do my Fall Guy dailies. There we go. There. You know what, Killiath? If you do not want to watch the first one, that is totally okay. There we are. And there. Alright. It's so... Did I run? I did. I ran my chair over the freaking iron. There we go. There's that. How did I do that? All the issues with moving my chair back and forth. Oh. There we go. Where did you order your food from? Oh, let me change the... I also, in my shop, I have a fat quarter stack of animal print fabric, and I've got jelly rolls of animal print fabric. Not just the tiger fabric, of all the animal print fabric. And... Hey, Virginia! Nope, not at all. I thoroughly love using steam for pixel quilting, as long as you set your seams. So make sure you iron your seams first, and then whenever you iron it to the side, as long as you're not forcing it, as long as you're being gentle with it, and then ironing it out, it doesn't stretch. And if it stretches a little bit, it's fine. It's not a problem. Fantastic, Nick. Do you like your scissors? What do you think of them? You got the Femores, right? And remember, kids, do as I say, not as I do. Do not sew over your pins. It is a horrible habit that I have. You can damage the timing of your machine. You can break a needle. Please don't do it. It is a horrible, horrible habit. Remember when I first started doing live YouTubes, and I was like, I am not going to sew over my pins on YouTube, and that lasted like 2 months. And then I gave up. There we are. Nice. Which ones did you get? Which pairs did you get? Did you get the ergonomic ones that I like, the $30 pairs of the blue handled ones? Catherine. Okay, fine. It lasted like 2 weeks. I was trying to make myself look a little better, you know. I mean, it may have lasted 2 months when I was doing my tutorials, not necessarily the lives. I don't think it'll last that long. Thanks. And remember, everyone, when you're watching a YouTube live, if it's more than a 10-second delay, make sure you hover over the video, and on the bottom left portion of the video, you'll see the word live. Make sure that's got a red light, and if it doesn't, click on that word so that you get that red light, so that you have the live stream and you can get a nice live interaction. All right, so Nick got a small pair of thread snips, heavy-duty leather shear, and the razor edge fabric shears. Ooh. Oh, so you got the snips? The ones that are supposed to go through everything like butter? It's like butter. It's going to go through things like butter. Because it's for, because you're more of a leather person. All right. You know what? I give up. I'm just leaving the chair there. I'm not gonna fight with it. Where to put my... Oh. Man, I put it under my desk? Why would I do that? Why would I put this under my desk? That just doesn't seem right. Alright. Now, same thing with this. Whenever you, like I was saying earlier, whenever you are ironing your rows, lock in the seam, and then iron. And I always iron gentle at first, and then go. And then you don't have to worry about the warping of the fabric and the stretching. Just like that. And then next. I do. I do need space for my chair. It's funny because anyone that's ever come to my actual house and come down into my studio, they're like, wow, this is small. Like, yep. It is smaller than you would expect. Like from my right to my left, from the edge of that bookcase to the edge of that bookcase over there, I would say it's 10 feet. Yeah. So bookcase to bookcase, from where the dog is laying to where the ironing board over there is, about 10 feet. Because remember, I'm a small person. I can bring that up a little bit more. There we are. There's that. So there's my rose there. And I'm going to take this and set that aside because I want to include this row up here. So we've got that. Let's pin these. And then my last one, I'll do the 3. Because you know when I have 3 pieces left, I like to sew it all at the same time. So that's what I'll do is after I sew these 2 pieces, I'll then come back and sew them to the center. There we go. Perfect. All right, so there's that. And then this one. Beautiful. And then there. And there. And for those of you that watch me on a regular basis on Twitch and know all of the charity stuff that I do, tomorrow is Tattoo Day. So I am getting some of the charity tattoos finished tomorrow. So I will be late for my normal Twitch stream. And all I will be doing is unveiling the new tattoos. So I am excited about that. If you want to see the charity heart tattoos, pop into my Twitch stream. I think I'm going to go live about 3 o'clock tomorrow. The best way to find out whenever I go live on any platform is to join my Discord. So if you join Discord, you get notifications when I have important things going on or whenever I go live. So for example, the gaming unit that we put in the hospital, you guys got to pick the wording and you got to pick the logo. I put it on my social media. But then I also put a link to it and let you guys know in Discord. Yes, and we'll also play Puzzle of the Day tomorrow. Because we can't have Fridays without Puzzle of the Day. So I'll unveil the tattoos and we'll play Puzzle of the Day. You're absolutely right, Nick. There we go. Let's take these out. Alright, let's iron these. Beautiful. Hey, didn't I say about 7 o'clock? We'd possibly get the block done? Nice. Nice. Well, okay, so next week, what would you guys rather do? Would you rather I stream on YouTube or Twitch? Would you rather raise money for charity? Or would you rather get more tutorials done? If I don't get more tutorials done, then I'll get more speed done. You know, kind of the quick looks, where I take a video and I speed it up. I'll get some quick looks done instead. So do you want actual tutorial stuff to learn more things? I know some people have been asking me for a bunch of cool ones. I've got on my list to do. Oh, I need more water. My water's almost out. Let's fill this water up. Okay. Or, so raise money for charity. or tutorials. What do you guys want next Wednesday? All right, so I've got that. And then this. So this can go up into that. And like I said, because I've got 3 pieces here, I'm going to do a 3-piecer. So I'll do it this side, and then I'll put the other side up. Too bad I don't have the cat cam on. Obsidian is being he's being a handsome boy, and he's grooming himself. He's very cute. Here we go. Okay, and then here. Great. Okay, Aaron, thank you. Aaron's the only one's voted. Thank you, Aaron. So you think Wednesday I should do a Twitch stream for charity? I may do that. I gotta figure out what I'm doing at my parents' house because I'm there for 2 weeks. I know I have to do an unboxing stream. I haven't decided when I'm doing that. But then I also have to decide, am I going to do a second stream anytime, or am I just going to just, like, do the stuff? You know, just spend time with my parents kind of thing. Because I could do a stream where all I do is work on dice bags. Like, I could just cut up the fabric here. After I get those pixel quilts done and I get the backs cut, I could just sit and cut a bunch of fabric for dice bags. And then I could work on that while I'm at my parents' house. Just have a stream showing Marley. I know you would enjoy that quite much, Erin. Marley got a haircut. He hasn't come down at all yet. So at the end of the stream, after I film the intro and outro, I may have to show you. I may have to bring him down and give them TRATs just to show you. Because he's a very handsome boy. He's a very, very handsome boy. He got his winter cuts. Oh, that lovely steam. That lovely sound of steam. And there it is. There is our cauldron. Alright, so I'm going to switch the camera. We're going to switch the camera around. And we're going to film the intro and outro. I wonder if I could get that one over there. No, I can't. It's got to be that one. All right, so let's go opening. And let's take off that one. And do this. And bring that over right there. That way you don't get sick as I move this around. As I move this stuff. Oh, that sucks, Aaron. Okay. All right. Let's take this off. And bring that out. And that over. Okay. Let's turn this off because that is blocking that. There we are. Beautiful. And unplug this. Put this in the drawer. And we're going to put this away. See, these are the camcorders I use. And there, a little behind the scenes of this is what I do when I record my YouTube things. Okay. And let's move this into here. Oops. There. No, you can still see that, can't you? Okay. Well, this is the mount that the camcorder is going to go on. It's just trying to figure out. Well, shoot. I think I got to move some stuff. Ugh. Okay, and I don't think that's tall enough, so that's not going to work anyways. Okay, perfect. I think that'll work. Alright. That can pop up. And there. Oh, I turned it off. And if you're, so 2 weeks ago? Yeah, 2 weeks ago when I did this, I accidentally made people sick because I forgot that beautiful. And there, and there. No, that's not what I want. I went that. That. Beautiful. Okay. Alright, let's see if this works. And oh. I gotta move these. I'll move those. And I gotta move this. Beautiful. How's that? Should probably go that way a little bit. Okay. All right. How's that? Oh, that's nice. I like that. I like that. I like that. No, you're good. Go ahead, Miss Selving. You are good. All right, ready? Ready for intro and outro? Let's do this. Hi, I'm Toni, And welcome to block number 2 for the Pixelated Halloween Quilt Along. We're going to be making the cauldron with this tutorial. Remember, this tutorial was filmed live on YouTube, and I've edited it down and gotten all the nitty-gritty for you so you can follow along and make the cauldron block with me. Okay, there's the intro. Ready for outro? Oh, I guess I gotta get it, don't I? And that's the cauldron block. I love these colors from Northcott so much. These are so cool. I absolutely love it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video, as well as follow my YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, all the things, and my Quite Nerdy Quilters Facebook group. And don't forget about Twitch, where I stream live, and I also stream live on YouTube. And we interact, and we chat, and swing by. My schedules are always on my social media on Monday mornings. There you go. Cat cam should be required. Right, Virginia? Right? I should have cat cam at all times. I may have cat cam. I may switch it up. I may switch it up next week, and well, next time I have YouTube and have cat cam instead of dog cam. All right, ready for stupid faces? Okay. There's my stupid faces. And that's a stream. Look at that. I'm even earlier than I thought it would be. All right, let me see if I can go that. Oh, I gotta go all the way back over there, don't I? I gotta move my chair anyways. All right, so next week, I'm thinking. I'm going to do Twitch. I'm thinking I'm going to stream Wednesday on Twitch, just because it's a weird day. I normally don't stream on Wednesdays. Yeah, so I'll probably do that. So it is... Okay, so schedule, for those of you here on YouTube, for YouTube Live. Because of the holidays, it's going to be a little weird. Next week, I'll be streaming on Twitch on Monday and Wednesday. Then the following week, the 29th, I'll be streaming from my parents' house in Maryland with an unboxing. And then I'll probably be streaming on... I don't know if I'm going to stream again at my parents' house. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But I will be back. In fact, I'm driving back from my parents' house on Wednesday the 8th. Because on Thursday the 9th, we are doing block number 3 for this quilt along. So I will be streaming on the 9th and the 16th for the quilt along. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to do about block number 4. I'll figure it out. We'll do it. But definitely I should be back for YouTube on the 8th, worst case scenario, December 8th for the next block. And I'll be over on Twitch for a couple of days because we're raising money for St. Jude. So don't forget, if you're interested in the race live, we are doing layer cakes. The next live race is going to be Saturday, December the 11th at, oh crap, that's right. I've got to get on promoting that, don't I? Because I'm literally driving back the 8th, and then 3 days later, we got the race. Well then. So, on the 11th, we have our next race. So it's going to be a layer cake. It's going to be a lot of fun. We've got a bunch of people doing it. We've got Wireless Riot hosting it. If you're interested, everything is on my website at quiltoni.com. It's going to be a lot of fun. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I super appreciate it. And I'll see you next time.